Okay, so in today's update about ICP, we are going to check out specifically this part of the price action, and I'm going to make my argument for why I think a move down in here makes perfect sense, and I'm going to tell you what you need to look for in that move down in order for you to be able to talk bullish with a lot more confidence. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones, and if you remember, in the previous video about ICP, I believe we were right around these areas, and the idea was that maybe starting from this point, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can have another move on the upside into wave 5, and on a higher degree that might be into a wave 1. Let's just do this, excuse me. There we go. And followed by that, I said we can get a correction structure down into our wave 2, but after it, we must see soon in internet computer a huge move up into wave 3, 4, 5 in order to, even on higher degree, complete the subwaves for this red wave 3 right in here. So what happened? As you can see, we did continue our move on the upside, and this 1-2 scenario can still be in play. And if this is happening, okay, we can, I guess, argue this point is the end of our wave 5, which on a higher degree is going to be the end of this wave 1. And what's going to happen next? Probably in the next 24 to even, I would say, 48 hours, we are going to have some sort of a move down in internet computer. And this is the key. If the series of 1-2 scenario is happening, number one, the current move down in ICP shouldn't really take more than 48 hours. And number two, in that phase down, let's say we're going to do something like this, under any kind of circumstances, we should not take this low down here about, let's say, $4.48, because if we take this low at that point, at least this 1-2 scenario is going to get invalidated. Now, can we have another bullish possibility in here? The answer is yes. You see, let's go around here. If you want to argue that we're going to have our final low around this area, let's say this is like a very important support, then okay, off of the lowest low in this region, you need to be able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. We can have other kinds of 5 waves, and in this case, I want to talk to you about a leading diagonal in form of a wedge structure, which looks like this. This is our natural move up into wave 1, which has to be the biggest wave in this structure, correction for wave 2, and then another move up into wave 3. This must be smaller than our wave 1, correction for 4, it has to be smaller than wave 2, and also, unlike a normal 5 wave, in here, we must have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and this is our final move up into wave 5, which is the smallest wave in this structure. And in terms of the subwaves, we should be able to find 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And here is the deal. In a normal 5 wave into our wave 2 and 4, we can have different possibilities, but if we're going to have something like this, a leading diagonal in form of a wedge, if you want to go 100% according to the rules, well, you need to be able to find only ABCs in them, okay? This is a very, very important point. Now let's go on the live chart and see, can we identify something like this or not in internet computer? Okay, let's just delete this series of 1-2s. There we go. Okay, sorry about that one. So here's the situation. I think we can also say maybe the end of our wave 4 instead of this point is going to be in here, and this point right around this area is going to be the end of our wave 5, and based on that, and also since in here we are having overlapping of the waves between our pullbacks right in here, we can say, well, okay, maybe this is going to be a 1, 2, 3 correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5. Question is this actually a wedge structure or not? Let's check out the rules. We said wave 1 must be the biggest wave in this structure. Is it the case or not? Let's measure it from this point to about here and compare it to the length of our wave 3. Is it bigger? The answer is yes. Is it also bigger than wave 5? Absolutely, by a decent margin. Also, in terms of our corrections for wave 2 and 4, is wave 2 bigger than wave 4 or not? If it is the case, then okay, I think we can argue maybe instead of a series of 1-2s in ICP in the short term, we are dealing with a wedge structure? And the answer is by a decent margin, yes. So as you can see, not only we can consider on higher degree in ICP having a series of 1-2s, also we can consider the possibility of having a wedge, and on a higher degree, I'm hoping that this is going to be into a wave 1, and then we're going to have correction for wave 2, and followed by that a big move up into wave 3, 4, 5 if the final low in internet computer is already in. Now, what's the difference between this possibility and the 1-2 scenario? If this scenario is happening in internet computer, you may actually see a deeper move on the downside relative to the previous scenario, and also this is going to take some more time, maybe somewhere between 3 to 5 days. Now, here's a very important point. Under any kind of circumstances, in this move down in ICP, you do not want to see a very strong move, okay? For example, if you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is going to be a very, very bad sign, suggesting this phase up is probably just a correction, and our move down overall is not over, and we may continue our move in order to take the lowest low down here about, let's say, $4.2. On the other hand, if we get a slow and choppy move on the downside, which in it between our pullbacks, we are constantly having overlapping of the waves, okay, that can be a great sign, because you know what, that's exactly the characteristic of a correctional structure, hopefully into a wave 2, and at that point, okay, fair enough, we can be bullish in internet computer with a bit more confidence. The points that I'm trying to make in today's update is this: please expect a move down in internet computer one way or the other. Now, the move down itself is not really that important. What really matters is the shape of that move down. If this is going to be a slow and choppy move, great. At that point, we might be able to be bullish with a bit more confidence. On the other hand, if from here we get a very strong move down, okay, that is going to be a bit of a different story. So let's have our final conclusion and wrap up today's update. If you are looking at this chart from an investor point of view, you shouldn't really care what is happening in the short term, because these areas generally are beautiful buying opportunities for you. Why is that? Because the risk to reward ratios in here are insane. Let's put the chart on logarithmic scale. Okay, let's say you want to buy ICP and you want to hold it for the long term, for the next year or two, until this cycle ends. Okay, question: what is going to be your stop loss? If you want to be really conservative, I guess you can put your stop loss under the lowest low down here about, let's say, $2.50. And if you want to buy around this area about $5, that means you're going to have basically a $2.50 stop loss. Now, question: what's going to be your target? Again, if you want to be very careful and conservative, you can consider the previous high in here as a lucky target about, let's say, $21.50. So what happened? You basically have a $2.50 stop loss in your trade and around a $15.50 to $16 target. And what is your risk to reward ratio? I believe it is somewhere around 1 to 6, and I don't know about you guys. For me, this is actually a pretty good trade to take from an investor point of view. Again, if you're an investor, you shouldn't really care what is happening in the short term. Your name of the game is dollar cost averaging, and as we go down, you should add more and more to your portfolio in hope that we start the next major phase of the bull run, and that is exactly what I'm doing. Now, in the short term, if you also want to know what is happening in this area, I think we're gonna have a move on the downside, but that move by itself is not really that important. What really matters is the shape of it. All eyes on the shape of this move. And if it's going to be a slow and choppy, that could be a great sign suggesting we are having a correction potentially and hopefully into our wave 2. And what's going to happen next? If this scenario is happening, well, you know what, we're going to get a decent move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And I'm hoping that in this phase, we manage to get back above the higher band of this important level, somewhere around $5.8. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in internet computers price charts. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.